It's been just over 3 years since Donald Trump was caught on tape demanding that Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger find him 11,780 votes, more than he should have turned 10 Georgia's electoral votes, and later called the state's top official. He threatened her with criminal prosecution if she refused. The tape turned out to be the strongest evidence of Trump's relentless pressure on state and local election officials to manipulate vote totals. He would later feature prominently in Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith's election interference indictment against Trump, while also implicating Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis in the conspiracy case against the former president and 18 alleged co-conspirators. But intriguing backstory of how the tape came to light has remained hidden from public until today. Although trouble avoided deliberately by Jan. 6 committee unspecified in Trump's criminal indictments, it was a last-minute, impossible-to-tape situation without knowledge sitting president and unilateral decision of Jordan Fuchs, a savvy 30-year-old Republican operative, Raffensperger's top aide, who convinced, for good reason, that president would distort content what happened in his phone call with his boss. Fuchs has also consistently refused to publicly discuss his role in creating the smoking gun Trump tape, for good reasons. At the time, he was visiting his grandparents in Florida, one of a minority of states that requires bipartisan consent for taping phone calls. Although it is unlikely that Fuchs would be charged to do it, his friends and colleagues admire his fury in taping the president, a few of whom admitted that they would never have had the cojones to do it themselves. Regardless of how cases against Trump shake out, it remains arguably boldest and most consequential act of entire post-election battle over 2020 presidential results. A cheerful young woman with shaggy blonde locks, Fuchs has a pleasant demeanor that masks the sharp instincts of a battle-tested political consultant. Fuchs managed Raffensperger's winning campaign for Secretary of State in 2018, while Mark Rountree, a veteran Georgia GOP campaign strategist, served as his firm's vice president after the election, leaving Rountree in a dispute over how to split lucrative revenue for TV campaign ads and bidding. 28-year-old was appointed Assistant Secretary and Chief of Staff to Raffensperger. It was a heavy position for Fuchs, and one that made him fiercely loyal and protective of his boss. That loyalty was sorely tested in the tense and chaotic days after the 2020 election. On November 6, Raffensperger and his Chief of Operations, Gabriel Sterling, held a press conference to announce that, while the count was ongoing in Georgia, Biden had a growing lead and was widespread, there were no signs of irregularities. The White House was outraged, and his girlfriend, Kimberly Guilfoyle, flew Atlanta to demand that the state's Republican P.